Jesus, take control. Welcome back to the channel. I mean, literally, welcome back because this is this is the most awaited video on the channel so far. My reaction to this experience is to laugh, like the way I'm doing right now. Honestly speaking, I have never ever experienced something like this in my entire life. So this is my first and it is making me laugh. What more can I actually do other than to laugh? I always laugh when I think about it. So pardon me. This video is copyrighted under section 107, which allows free use, free speech for educational purposes and news reporting as well. Now, on the 28th of August, I made a video, and that video generated mixed feelings amongst us here in the Nigerian community. Whether you like it or not, we do have a community. We cannot attach ourselves to the Americans because they have their community and we do have ours. Now, I would say the way the Nigerian police handled this case, it was so professional. And in my head, I was like, regardless of the narrative out there, they are still working and functioning. Because when you take a look at it, it wasn't a 60-40 judgment, neither was it a 70-30 or 80-20, but a 50-50 judgment. And this, for me, is the law. That's the law. I am a big fan of the police, regardless if I am in the news or not, and the law. I like all of these enforcement, like security agencies. So regardless of the narrative out there, they did an excellent job. I would also like to state that I have no reasons to lie against the Nigerian police, which is against the law and it is punishable as well. They do have my channel, they watch me. So why would I lie against them and say they detained us when in fact they didn't? Think about it and let's dive right into why we are here. On the 28th of August, I made a video where I analyzed a YouTuber by the name This Is Jenny. In that video, I talked about how she pulled a stunt that she did. I'm going to be breaking it down as to how Jennifer was able to pull the stunt that she did. And, they will always ask us to look away. But when we look away, it will seem as though it is okay to deceive our subscribers who take out their time to watch us. I mean, without them, we are nothing. Who buy data, particularly from Nigeria. If you buy data now, 5K, they will give you 19 gig or 20 gig. It not going to last for 1 week. Now, when you use it to watch people, they will lie in your faces. It's not nice. Let's call it out, Benny. It doesn't mean we does not love the creator or the YouTuber, we do. But this stunt is a big fat no. Yes. Now, small thing like this, now your subscribers, they lose trust in you. They will no longer trust you. Even when you are showing them, it will be very hard for them to believe you because you have lied in their faces multiple times. This is how it starts. This is the genesis. I will give room for people to share their opinion. Mind you, no insult, no whatever. And this is the major reason why they want reaction niche to die, so that when they are doing all of these things, nobody will be able to speak up or call it out because they feel like it is okay. We are all here to hustle, to make money, good and fine. I will never remove food from another creator's mouth. But what I don't condone is lies upon lies upon lies. Now, let's begin because we have more than enough people in the building. Now, first things first, I have taken a screenshot of Jenny's thumbnail that she did in the previous video that she made, which is why we are here, So when she made that video, everybody thought she was in Canada. Everybody thought, oh, she applied for Canadian visa and she actually got it. So now I am going to take a screenshot of the thumbnail and analyze it and tell you the loophole that you're actually missing. Now, what she did was, first of all, she went online and then she downloaded this thumbnail that she used for her video, this Toronto acceptance thumbnail. What Jennifer did was to go on Google and then she saved and downloaded a picture from Google, acceptance letter from Google, and used it for her thumbnail. Now, this is where she messed up. Where I for no saying a lie, she did lie. I was just waiting for her to reconfirm it, then I can speak on it. When they accept you in a university,
your name will be written there. But when Jennifer did her thumbnail, she was not bold enough to reveal her name. Well, therefore, she blurred out the name, as you can see here. I mean, we all know her first name and her last name. So what's there to hide in the name? So the first red flag was her blurring out the name, which is her original name is Umo Jennifer, or how they pronounce it. And then if she's using her husband's name, at least it will be there.
Now, after I made this particular video, the parties involved, they didn't find it funny at all, because according to some people, I want to remove food from their mouths. But that wasn't my intention, because as a blogger and a reactor, I feel like it is in our nature to report things the way they are and not sugarcoat it. Because how are you a blogger if you are sugarcoating things or not saying it for the way they are? So I told the people, this is how she did it and this is what she did. They didn't find it funny and they felt the need to defend themselves. As a human being, I wasn't expecting less from them, because it is only natural for people to defend themselves, regardless of whoever that is involved, even if it is their family member. But if they feel attacked, it is only natural for them to defend themselves. But in the process of defending themselves, a threat to life was made. Now, this is where this whole thing started, because prior to that video that I made, myself and the parties involved, there was no issue on ground whatsoever. I mean, Editorial had called me, a month ago or 2 months ago when she had issues with her cousin. And she was trying to explain her own side of the story, where we're bringing things that happened way back in the family. And I told her, to be honest, I am not interested. And that was it. I hung up the call and that was it, because I wasn't interested in knowing their family's secrets. Emotions were hurt and I get it. So she made a video insulting me, threatening me and my business and whatnot. The one that threw me off guard was where she said, if I have the AIG's number, that I should start saving the AIG's number, because when it is time, I would need it. I've never ever said I have the AIG's number or any connection in the Nigerian police force. I have never said that. Never. And then even if I have the AIG's number, that will be more of a privilege for somebody like me, because in the society, I have no name. Who am I to have the AIG's number? And if I have the AIG's number, that would be a privilege that I would never ever misuse in my entire life. So when she said that, I felt like, okay, she really, really wanted the law to take its place, or the course, because she wanted this whole thing to stop. And then I went to the police to report the threat to life, even if she was joking, but at least let me put it in law, let it be recorded that a threat to life was made, just in case of anything. It's a precaution. That's the way I see it. So I went and I took precaution of reporting her threat to life and business to the Nigerian police. And of course, she was invited to Fcid at Gareki Area 10. Now, on Monday, we were supposed to meet at the station to have everything dissolved and whatnot. Editorial never showed up. Again, because of how considerate the Nigerian police are, they let it slide and they gave her a second chance to come. On Tuesday, she was there, but I wasn't. She never showed up the first day. So in my mind, she's going to delay as well. The police called me that Editorial and her husband are at the station, that I should come. It took me 1 hour to get there. So when I got there, they asked me to start narrating what has happened, because I am the complainant. If you are the complainant, it doesn't mean the police will rule in your favor, but you will be given the chance to speak first. So when I got to the station as a complainant, I was given the chance to speak first and talk about what has happened. And then I said, this is what happened. This is my channel's name. This is the number of subscribers that I have. I react to things that I see on the public platform, which is social media. And I told the Nigerian police that I am not involved in Facebook, Instagram, but YouTube. So they asked for my YouTube name. I showed it to them. And they also asked Editorial to explain her side of the story. Mind you, this is my first time of seeing Editorial. I have never seen her in my entire life. The first time we met was the station. And remember, she had threatened me 3 days back online. So when they told Editorial to narrate her side of the story, the first thing Editorial did was to tap me and say, Gloria, how are you? How are your kids? Now, immediately, because I am very familiar with psychology, it wasn't clocking in my head to accept that greeting. Because if you take a look at it, she's trying to make it seem as though I am the bad guy, whereas she's the good person. Meanwhile, she had threatened me online 3 days ago. And the first thing she's asking me is about my well-being. If you had threatened me 3 days ago, how come you're asking about my well-being 3 days later? In my head, it wasn't clocking. And as such, I refused to accept. And then the police were advising me, as they would always do, to bring peace and unity to the community. So the police were advising me to accept her greetings at least. And I said, I can't do that. And then they said, it's fine, that she should proceed further to explain her side of the story. The first thing Editorial talked about was how people reacted to her years back, and that gave her complications in her pregnancy. And, all of those evil reactors, as she would always say, they did this to her, that, so she started, it was emotional for her to talk about. I mean, that's her personal experience. You cannot tell her how to feel regardless. So when she said that, immediately the police were like, was Gloria involved in all of this? She said no, that was not involved. And that's the honest truth, because I still have all the videos that I've made about Editorial. I never went to her personal life, ever. I still have all the video public with video evidences, of course. Now, when they asked her if I was involved, she said no, that I wasn't involved. So they said, okay, what's the issue and why are we here? She said her sister got this and that in China, which is not in my place to disclose what she said, and about her sister. So I'm going to leave that at, pardon me, please. How she did this and that, and then she went to China and whatnot, that I spoke about the particular video. And then they said we should play our individual videos. She brought hers, I brought mine. So police watch my own face because I am the complainant. When they watch it, it was giving like, not be Gloria when they see offline, not be there online, no. Police shall know me. So they watch it at first, and then they watch Editorial's video. And they say they are going to transfer us to their boss's office. And then we left that place we are, and we went to the boss's office. When we got to the boss's office, they started playing, or they searched for our channels on TV because they wanted it to be widescreen. In that room, we had approximately, if I am not mistaken, 6 people watching at that point, excluding myself and Editorial and her husband. So the officers, more than 6. So they started playing our video on the big screen television. My channel came up first. And then it started with the insult of me insulting Editorial, where I talked about deodorant, introduced her to Nivea and whatnot. That part wasn't serious like that. Just laugh it off. But the moment I started, as I did vibrate, boo, 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 it started getting intense in the room. The police called, they look me corner eye, say, ha, okay, as small as you are. And then my video was played and Editorial video was played. It was now time for judgment. So the boss said, it is a 50-50 blow, because I made the video insulting Editorial. Editorial made the video insulting me as well. So it is a 50-50 blow. If one person had insulted the other and the other party did not respond, that would be a different case entirely. But since both of us, we have done gbas, it is a 50-50 blow. What is there? Now, the police said, we are going to settle amicably and delete each other's video. where we were insulting each other and our families, you know? That was the judgment from the police. And then they said we should settle. I'm like, Nikki, hey, I know they settle. So they said, Gloria, you are not innocent. Editorial, you are not innocent. Two of you, you are at fault. Settle and go back home as mothers that you are. You know, the police, they will always, forget all those things when they talk online. If police advise you, go be like, say, they be your papa and your mama. If police advise you. So they were advising us, talking about how we are both mothers, that we should show example to our children and whatnot, that, you know, we are the primary caregiver of our families. Why do you want to do this and that? You know? I said, I'm not going to settle, sir. I'm sorry. I gave police tough time. Hi, Gloria, Zukwanike. As I said, I'm not going to settle. Police say, if we don't settle, they are going to throw us inside the cell. And then I ask and I say, we Editorial tag along? They said yes, because she's not innocent as well. A threat to life and insult is no joke. And then I said, okay, I'm going to take that deal. If you see the way I grabbed that deal, it was as if the police had offered me a platter of gold. The way I grabbed it like this, I said, give me. I took it. Police were looking at me like, Sha, okay, Sha. Are you normal? Are you all right? The police tried to explain that if they detain us, they are going to put it into record that we were here and we were detained. I say, put her. Oh, Gloria, try. Settling with Editorial will not take one hair from me. Trust me when I tell you. It doesn't mean I hate her. It doesn't mean if I see her. No, I have no hate in my heart towards her. But in my head, if I settle, others will follow this route of whereby we go to the police, we settle, you know, amicably, and then taking away my blogging career, my reactor career, my reacting career. In my head, I felt like if I do this, others will take this route. And that would be the end of my ever analysis or blogging career. Secondly, immediately my head went to my children. They don't chop in salt tire. I say at least let them have, even if it is tiny bitty justice. I'm going to get it for my kids, regardless of what I have to do. If they want to send me to Zamfara, let them take me to Zamfara, provided I have a little bit of justice for my children, whom I was forced to remove from social media because of all of these things. It's going to be approximately 2 years by December when I took my children out of social media because of all of these insults they have been receiving online. I took them out. And that was the biggest move ever. It was nice. Even the police advised us. They say, don't put your kids on social media. It's not worth it. That was what the police said. And I took that advice. In my head, I'm like, right down, Papa. So back to when they brought that deal of going inside the cell. I took it. I grabbed bam. We were walking down the cell and the police were like, Gloria, are you sure about this? Are you really sure about this? I'm like, sir, I am 100% sure. And they said, okay, no problem. We went there. When we got to the counter where they remove belongings, you know, and all those, your belongings like jewelries and whatnot. When we got there, the police said, what's the issue here? Why are you guys here? And they said, social media banter. They said, why can't you guys settle and go back home? I said, no. And then Editorial came to me. She was like, Gloria, I not be your enemy. In my mind, I responded and I said, you not be my enemy, but I can't do this with you. She came to me talking about, let's settle, that she's not my enemy and whatnot and this and that. And I'm like, no. In my word, I said, I'm going to get justice for my children, regardless of what I have to do. So about 4 police, they came, they tried talking me in, you know, and whatnot. but I wasn't having it. I needed us to go inside the cell so that they can see how serious I am. And then they said we should remove our stuff. I removed because I have multiple piercings. I have 8. I have one here, double leg chains, both legs. I took them off. So I have my braid. I have this braid on. And as such, they didn't require me to remove it because it is my natural hair. There is no way I'm going to remove it. Editorial, on the other hand, she was putting on a wig. She has same piercings as me, nose ring, but she does not have a leg chain. So she was stalling. She was trying to talk to me to see reasons with her as to why we need to settle and go out of the cell and not enter the cell regardless. But I was not having it. I needed us to go. So they said, time up, madam, remove your stuff. So she removed her stuff, and you know, because she has like a silky bone straight, I can't like that wig is so silky. So she removed it and she was trying to, you know how they maintain bone straight, right? So she was trying to maintain it to keep it inside the plastic bag that they had given to us. But at the end of the day, it was not working because you need a mannequin to keep a bone straight. So as she was trying to do this and that, then the police say, madam, me I not sabi this one, no, I beg. So they just carried the wig from her. They did it like this. They put her inside the plastic bag. They just fold everything together, put her inside cupboards. And they say, maybe we go inside. Me, I was the first to lead. I went inside. They put us inside. So we were there. We saw somebody inside by the name Mirabe. Hopefully, when I have the provision, I'm going to provide for that girl. It's not provide per se. I'm going to do charity work for Mirabel. So we went inside. When we got inside the cell, I sat down. They have 3 beds. One here, and the other one by the door. Mirabel was occupying that place. And then Editorial was standing by the gate because they closed the door. It's a female a cell. So, you know, because we are female, we need that privacy. So we closed the door, closed the gate. So Editorial was standing by the door. And me, I dusted the duvet that was on the bed. I laid down. And I laid down there. Editorial just looked at me like this. So she was trying to talk to me, say, Gloria, we don't have to do this. And then she was like, I'm like your older sister. I say, I know. And then I asked Editorial, how old are you? She told me her age. I said, I beg, that will not concern me. Me, I will do what I want to do. Before you know, Mirabel came. Mirabel was not asking me, why you put here? Me, I told her. So when I told her, she said, okay, that is fine, that she can see the way that I'm angry, that maybe later when I'm calm that we can talk. I said, yes, so. And then she proceeded further to ask Editorial. You know, Editorial, she not even answered the girl. So later on, Mirabel got angry with Editorial that she's asking her question, but she has refused to answer. Maybe because Editorial is looking her less, or, you know, because of the age difference as well. And then she proceeded to say, maybe you have pride. And in response to that, Editorial said, yes, so I have pride. Also, I'm a classy girl. I'll be classy lady. That one just make me laugh. I just started laughing for where I sit down. You guys, you know this is my crazy laugh. And so I just started to laugh. Me, I just got that big. I started laughing like so hard. And then she said, you see why I don't want to speak? She will not allow me talk. Gloria will interrupt me. That's why I don't want to speak. And in my mind, I'm like, you see that paternity video that your cousin has accused me of? I say, in one way or the other, somebody is going to pay for it. So she said, I'm not there now. I'm not there. I'm not there. I did not do. I don't know peace. I don't know this. I said, Kokomi rara, nothing concern me. So we were there. Editorial stand for door. Me, I remove my shirt because I have a nice underwear on. Whenever I'm leaving the house, I always have a nice underwear because you cannot tell. I removed my dress. I lie down. I dey sleep. I lie down, rest my head. After a while, I felt hungry. I started placing order from Kilimanjaro. You know, I ordered for fried rice, belu turkey, Coke. And then I asked Mirabel, what do you want? She said she was going to write it under my order. I said, go ahead, I'm going to pay for it. And then Mirabel took the order. She was writing. Meanwhile, while we're in the cell, Editorial's husband was waiting for her outside. I don't know what but he was in the station with us. After a while, police can come. They come to say, Gloria head, you know, if I say, these are not well. Police say, oh yeah, come outside. Police, forgive me. Hi, I gave them tough time. Try. Police say, come outside. Come outside. Now, so me and sorry, I will come outside. When we came outside, I say, oh yeah, Oga, they come now. So they were still holding our belongings, so, but we went to go and see Oga. When Oga came, Oga said, since people don't want to settle, we will take it to court. See, all long, while like get scared. I was praying. I was saying, let's go to court. Jesus, let's go to court. But then they waved it. I said, Kai, why not give me this deal now? Why not give me this deal? Una carry this deal come off from my hand. So when they waved that, Oga come say, you, Gloria, you don't listen. You don't hear what? Oga say, I say, Muna settle. You know what settle? You don't form strong head. You know what settle? So when they were advising me, it got me so emotional. I felt like they didn't understand where I am coming from, all the insults my children has received because of, this whole analysis have been a reaction that they call them. And then I felt like they don't really understand, because if I start explaining it, it will take them the whole day. They're not going to attend to another case. Mind you, they have more pressing issue than this. So, they started advising me. They were talking to me. Everybody in that station got pissed by my decision. They were so pissed off with me, because in their mind, they are advising me, but me, I did do what it in my mind. You understand that kind of situation. And out of everybody, I was the youngest, but now me, they give them so much problem pass. So when they were advising me, on the other hand, Editorial was signing her bail, and whatnot. So she signed her bail, and then she left the department where I was. So after a while, they gave me this thing to sign for the bail, and then I left. I got home by 5:30. I don't know when Editorial got home, but before I came online on YouTube, I saw that she has already written on her community tab. Probably she felt like I was being kept in the station. I was being detained because I refused to settle, So she went ahead on her community tab. She was writing that cyberbullying is a crime, mind your business, that pays you, kiniko. And then I saw people, they started writing me under my comment section, telling me, come and give us update now. We know you are restless. We know they started insulting me, her fans. But I don't blame them, because that was the impression that she gave. And then in my mind, I'm just like, they don't know what's going on. They don't know what we have gone through. So the next morning, I got ready. By 6, I don't wake up for this house. By 6 a.m., I don't wake up for this house. And then I just got ready, because in the station, they start to the handle case by 11. But police resume before they handle case. So I started getting ready, prepared food for my household and whatnot, because before I leave the house, I would make sure there is food and my access card. That access card, I don't take it except I'm going for dinner or I want to pay for something. It's my emergency account where I leave funds for the children and myself as well. So that in that access account, the person that has the password to that account is my son. I told him everything because he's the next of kin. Even when the police, they were asking me, where are your children? I told them, even if I spend 1 year in this cell, they will be well taken care of, because that account is my emergency funds and my child has the password to that account. So they can withdraw whatever they want to withdraw. And I also give instructions to my staff whenever I'm leaving the house. After preparing breakfast for my children and food, I stock up my fridge. I left the house because I don't know the outcome of the next day, which is on Wednesday, which is the final judgment. I stock up my fridge. I went to the station. I got there. Editorial was not there. So they called her like this, the way they called me. And then she showed up again with her husband. Surprisingly, both of us, we were wearing green. She was putting on green. I was putting on a green. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oga can call us. Oga can say, today is the day we will delete all those nonsense video where we take insult ourselves and do basketballs online. I said, okay, kosi wala. And then editorial was pushing further for on the undertaking. They say yes, now undertaking, we go say undertaking. Meanwhile, the threat of life still there. So after a while, they brought A4 paper for us. They took us to another department. They said we should come and sign and whatnot, that we should write conduct of good behavior, that we should write our address and our name. So it's like a formal letter. I wrote my address, my name, and I wrote the subheading, which is conduct of good behavior or whatnot. It was the same for editorial because literally we are sitting on the same spot. I was sitting here, her husband was sitting by the middle, editorial was sitting by the other side. So we were like this. And then I want to say this publicly. Police can never force you to write anything. Police can never force you to write anything. So whatever I wrote and editorial wrote, it was out of free will. It wasn't under duress. It wasn't under threat. We wrote it out of free will. I just wanted to put it out there. So they said we should write undertaking. Because this is my first ever undertaking, I don't know how to go about it. I asked for directions. And then here comes the police. They were guiding us, both myself and editorial. They were telling us, say, I, Jasmine, I will never make a video about Gloria and her family again on the internet. If I do, let the law take its course. That was the example they gave to us. Before I know, there was no questions asked from editorial. She was just writing, Edith Chukwu Emmanuel, I will never make any video or hate speech against Gloria on internet again. If I do, let the law take its course. In my head, I was like, how can they tell you something and you are not asking questions like, what does this mean? If I do this, what does it mean? No question asked, no nothing. And as an individual, you have that right. Police is there for everybody. They will answer your question regardless of the narrative out there. Forget social media narrative about Nigeria police. They will answer you. Benny. Now, there was no question asked from her end. And she wrote everything that she, editorial, she will never make any video or hate speech about Gloria and her family ever again on the internet. If she do, let the law take its course. She just wrote it. And then she stood up from her chair. She read it out loud that she has written everything. She read it out loud, and that was how I got to know. When she read it out loud, she proceeded to submit it, and it was accepted. And then she came to me because I was thinking about the whole thing. I know rights, guy. I was thinking about the whole thing. I'm like, why? I'm a curious person. That's the way I see it. I was asking, why should I do this and why should I do that? You know? So she came to me twice. She said, right now. I said, please, oh my God, you are in my space. So when I said that, the police noticed that she was in my space and they told her to go and sit down. So she sat down. And I was not questioning the police. I was like, can I do this and that? And I was like, if editorial is in the news and she's fighting with somebody else, can I report it on my channel? Immediately, they didn't even let police answer. Both her husband and herself. They said, don't ever speak on me again. Don't ever mention my name again. Write it. That you will not speak, you will not mention my name, you will not talk about editorial ever again your entire life. In my head, I say, Joy. This is what they did, Joy. I say, Kai. I'll not be illiterate. I'm not right. Police come meet me. Police say, go there. You are certain. Police, forgive me. Police shadow me. I'm sorry for giving you guys hard time. I am so sorry. But that's my nature, honestly. So I was not asking questions. I was not like, can I do this and that? Can I do this and that? They say, enough. Write that thing. And I can't start. I first start with I. Before I write my name, I didn't think I'm say, Eleyi gidi gan. Because the illustration that was given to us was, I, Jasmine, I will never make any video or hate speech about editorial ever again. If I do, let the law take its course. Immediately, my mind say, There is all in that statement. Now, if you look at the definition of all, it's an alternative. It's a choice. It's an option. The word or is an option, is an alternative, is a choice. When my mind went to that or, I'm like, oh my goodness, Gloria, oh my goodness. I say, go for the second option. I want to say this. When you say or, what does it mean? Example, as a mother, if you send your pikin message, you go say, buy this for me, buy Coke for me, or Fanta. That means if they don't see Coke, let them buy Fanta. Abi? Immediately, I went for the second option, which is hate speech. And I wrote, and I want to say it publicly, that I, Glory, also say, I will not make hate speech against Editorial and her family again. If I do, let the law take its course. In other words, in simple English, that I have free will to make a video, to analyze videos that I see on the internet, provided I don't insult the person involved, which is Editorial, and her family. That was the hate speech that I signed up for. Meanwhile, Editorial, on the other hand, she took the deal of saying that she will never make any video, keyword, any video or hate speech about me. So, Editorial, if you make any video about me, you're going to hear from my lawyer. My lawyer will be in contact with yours. Okay? So, that was the deal that I took because I thought about everything. You know, I never wrote immediately like, So I went for the second option, which is the hate speech. So from today, I'm going to make my video, you know, if there needs be, not unnecessarily though, you understand. If there needs be, if I see what I want to react upon, I'm going to do it. But zero hate speech, which is no insults. So that was what happened. I feel like I did well. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Nigeria police. I give you a tough time. Yes, I know. But I'm a very curious person. I'm very calculative as well. So I need to ask questions as to why. Why do I need to do this? Why do I need to do that? Why do I... Policeman and others. So that was it. I never took that deal of any video or, you know, I never took that deal. I only said I wasn't going to do hate speech about her. So I can analyze, but no hate speech, of course, which is the insult. And that was the judgment. So they asked us to delete our videos. She deleted hers and I deleted mine. When I deleted my hate speech video, which was the deodorant video that I made about Editorial, and she took down her threats video as well, Editorial, because she had left a bit, like she left the department, she called to say that I need to take down all the videos that contains her name. And then she just proved herself to the police that she really wants to silence me to the ground and take away my rights as a blogger. So I told the police, you see, she wants to control me, the channel, and silence me in general. So they say, Gloria, I beg, carry a while ago. And then she left the station. I left the station, and the police assured me that I am not under threat. And even if I am, it has been taken into record just in case. So that was the fair judgment. That was the judgment. And I feel like it was fair because it was 50-50. So you guys, that's everything. Please tag me in a video you guys want me to react upon, regardless of whoever that is involved. You know, Editorial, any YouTuber at all. That's my niche as a blogger, and of course, no hate speech whatsoever. So thank you all so much, and I'll see you guys on the streets of YouTube or the internet. I still remain your girl, Gloria, and I sign out. Bye. I hope you guys are proud of me.